What's up, everybody? Welcome back to more Twin Wrestle Pod, and today we're going to do a WWE Draft video like we did last year around this time for the draft. So, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe down below. And this gonna probably be a one of two type of deal, since WWE just released the draft pool for Friday night's upcoming draft. And the pool reads as such. We have AJ Styles, Albert Fire, Isla Dawn, the whole Alpha Academy. So Otis, Chad Gable, Salwa, Maxine, Andrade, Bianca Belair, Braun Breaker, Shanti Adonis, Cedric Alexander, Ivar, Jay Uso, LA Knight, Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, Randy Orton,
come on now.
Ricochet, Seth freaking Rollins, Shayna Baszler, Sheamus, and the entire bloodline. So, the Tribal Chief, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Paul Heyman, the OC, Luke Gallows, Cara Anderson, Michan, and Zoe Stark. And some NXT superstars included. That's all who want to be drafted on Friday. And the rest of the roster will be drafted on that following Monday. And of these pools, I think some people will stay where they at. Where do you think AJ Styles go?
SmackDown because he in the title match.
Okay. But we've seen where people who's in those title matches after the draft, they get drafted to different brands, and they always have the storyline of whether will this guy take this championship to the next brand that he's drafted on. So you never know. AJ Styles might go to Raw, but I'm gonna say he's going to stick on SmackDown as well. Because he's about to face Cody, and as of today, WWE came out and said all current champions will stick to their roster. So Cody Rhodes will be official to SmackDown. Bayley will be official to SmackDown. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory are official to SmackDown. And only people that are not, and Logan Paul, he's official to SmackDown because he's the U.S. champ. So all those people will stay on SmackDown. Only people that are eligible to move is the women's tag team champions, which is the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane and Asuka. So they are eligible to get drafted because they hold the undisputed tag team championships, which they can float from show to show. So they still included in the draft. So they might be included for on Monday. So out there, AJ Styles paid to stay on Monday night. Well, to stay on Friday Night SmackDown. Albert Fire and Isla Dawn. I think this could be an avenue for them to usher them back into the tag team scene. So I'm gonna give Triple H a little hope here. But this time I'll say Triple H, they need to move to Monday Night Raw. What you think about that move?
Let's see. It really does depend on what happens with the rest of the women on Monday. To be honest, I don't know if you split. I don't know if you split them or. I'll just keep them on. I'll just keep them on SmackDown. I mean, because it really doesn't matter. Them moving ain't gonna make too much of a big of a deal. Keep them on SmackDown, so eventually when they do break, you can have them barely have somebody else to work with, as opposed to being on Raw. I mean, they're gonna be a tag team for a while anyway, until they get a shot at the titles and then get the eventual breakup. So.
Okay. All right. Well, you got him going to stand the SmackDown. I got him going to Raw. Here's the 3-hour show. The Alpha Academy. I say everybody minus Chad Gable move to SmackDown. Chad Gable stays on Raw. That's what I say. Because we're going to usher in this new heel turn for Chad Gable. He's got to go after the IC Championship. So I say Chad Gable stays on Raw. And everybody else goes to SmackDown.
I say they all stay on the same show. Because if the rumors are true that Chad Gable may get the Creed brothers on his side, then they'll need somebody to feud with while he, while Sami Zayn teams with Otis and Akira against those three. You know what I'm saying? Against Chad Gable and the Creed. So I think they all stay on the same show, which is probably going to be Raw. So they may get drafted as a unit.
Okay.
Well, Chad Gable probably not as a unit, but you know what I mean. It's
All
still
right.
Alpha Academy without Chad Gable.
All right. Well, we got Andrade El Idolo. I think he stays on Raw. He ain't been there long enough not to be,
Um,
Because I think Charlotte will come to Raw soon too, so that's why I got them.
I think Charlotte is probably going to stay on SmackDown. So Andrade is going to go to SmackDown.
All right. I
Just
got
because
Andrade going to
just
Raw.
because the next woman in line is probably going to go to another show with Rhea Ripley, so we can get that match eventually in the summer, or at WrestleMania or something.
All right.
But we still haven't. I don't think we even got the Bianca and Charlotte one-on-one match yet either. So I mean, there's possibility.
I mean, they already worked together. We seen it though.
Not for a title match.
They
That's
was in the
different.
championship match.
Oh, you
SummerSlam.
talking
He
about
was there.
yeah, the triple threat. I'm talking about one-on-one, just mano a mano with the title on the line. We haven't seen that. That's what I'm saying. I'm taking Bianca to go to Raw. So in that turn, the Final Testament too, because her husband ain't going nowhere. You got to split the Final Testament, or not the Final Testament. I'm sorry, the Pride, whatever. They're going to Monday Night Raw. You got to split them two teams up, them and the Final Testament. So there's a spoiler for my picks for Monday.
Well, I'm in agreement. I think Bianca and them go to Raw as well, because she's done everything she needed to do on SmackDown, and she only been there really a year if you think about it. She came
Yeah,
there last year as the champ, so
which is
yeah.
probably part of like me not even wanting to let Mandy leave yet because she's on Raw for so long. So I mean, we'll see. Either or. I think her and Charlotte should stay on the same brand.
I don't.
That's just me personally.
I'll pose
I
it.
mean, just because we ain't seen that match, I don't want Charlotte and Rhea Ripley on the same brand because I don't want to see that match again so soon. You know what I'm saying? Because if Rhea doesn't get hurt in that backstage segment with Liv Morgan, around this time we probably would be getting the Charlotte Flair freaking move to Raw, and we might get that match at like SummerSlam or something. We don't need to see that right now. It was a great match, but just hold off for a little bit longer.
So you keeping Bianca on SmackDown?
Yeah, if Charlotte isn't eligible to be moved and Andrade moves to SmackDown, yeah. So I'll keep Bianca on SmackDown.
All right. Well, I got Bianca going to Raw.
Okay.
Braun Breaker. I think he stay on SmackDown. He shouldn't be eligible because he hasn't been there long enough. He just signed his contract no longer than about a month and a half ago. So
Yeah, I think some of these are kind of like predictable.
yeah, Braun Breaker should stay on SmackDown. If they gonna do the route of having Cedric Alexander and Shanti Adonis as a tag team, I
Oh,
would
they
say
attacked
move.
him.
Huh?
They attacked him.
I mean, they was at first. I don't know
No.
currently now. I don't know now, but they were at first. I would say move them to Monday Night Raw.
Okay. I'll say keep him on SmackDown. The next in line, Ivar. I would ship him to NXT. I think he can have a great singles run there in NXT,
Yeah,
if possible. I mean,
I
because we are getting NXT call up, so
I mean I agree, but I don't think he gonna beat Obi Femi, but it's gonna be a hell of a match. But I would say move him down to NXT just until his tag team partner can come back, and then you move them back. You move them to the SmackDown later on. Jay Uso stay on Raw. He already done built their star power on Raw. He don't need to be nowhere near the bloodline at the moment. You can get there later down the line. So I'll
this
say
one,
keep him on Raw.
yeah, Jay Uso to Raw. So looking at this graphic, you got Jay Uso and LA Knight right next to each other. I think them two guys should be on opposite ends of the spectrum, for lack of a better phrase. Because they both over, right? I don't think you want them on both on the same show, but I do think LA Knight need a new. If we're not gonna get him versus Logan Paul, I do think we need to get LA Knight on Raw. But Just for this sake, just because Jay Uso stand on Raw, I'm gonna keep LA Knight on SmackDown.
I, for one, think we will get Logan Paul versus LA Knight at SummerSlam, so LA Knight stays on SmackDown. Liv Morgan, predictable. She goes to Monday Night Raw. She stays on Monday Night Raw. She just returned at the Rumble. She literally just injured Rhea, so that storyline is still gonna be there. So Liv Morgan stays on Raw. Nia Jax, I think she moves to SmackDown. What do you say?
No, I think she stays on Raw. I mean, she already has a built-in story with Becky Lynch and or Liv Morgan. I mean, they did a backstage angle before the Battle Royal too, so, and they were amongst the favorites for the win of the world title. So I keep Nia Jax on Raw with Liv Morgan and Becky. Randy Orton. It's a good one.
I know where I got him going, but
Let's see. SmackDown.
it shouldn't be a hard pick.
Well, SmackDown, because Cody Rhodes gonna be on SmackDown. Because eventually we'll get that student versus teacher match. Yeah, that's sentiment right there. So I'll keep Randy Orton on SmackDown.
Yeah, that's why I said it wasn't a hard pick. So Randy Orton stays on SmackDown. Ricochet.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a hard pick, bro. I mean, that's just one match. I'm talking just in the landscape of the roster itself. Like, okay, besides the Cody match, then what? He already lost to Logan Paul. I mean, he didn't get pinned, but he already lost that opportunity. I mean, on Raw, it's a couple different faces for him to wrestle. That's all I'm saying. But yeah,
Ricochet, I think he stays on Raw.
well, yeah. If Samantha's on Raw, yeah.
Yeah.
But if she goes to SmackDown, I think Ricochet's going. I would personally put him on SmackDown. I think get him something else to do. I think there's a little bit more for him to work there. But he did just get beat up by the world champion, so there's that. So for the sake of Samantha being on Raw, he got to stay on Raw.
Okay. Now this is where it gets tricky. Seth freaking Rollins.
I don't think it's tricky at all. His wife's the world champion. No,
yeah, he gonna stay on Raw, but he probably gonna be out for a while. So ain't no telling. Becky can lose the belt by the time he come back. So yeah, I guess you can say Raw for now.
For the sake of SmackDown, he gonna be drafted to Raw because his wife's the champ. So
yeah, Seth Rollins stays on Raw. Shayna Baszler. I guess SmackDown. I was gonna say Raw, but SmackDown. Just because she's been on Raw for a little hot minute. She need to change the scenery. And is her and Zoe Stark still the team?
yeah.
All right, well, I think Zoe Stark stays with her, and they both go to SmackDown.
I'm gonna keep her on Raw. I'm gonna keep her on Raw.
Who?
Shayna Baszler.
All right.
Sheamus.
Sheamus, he stay on Raw.
He's on Raw.
He stay on Raw. He got to get the Intercontinental Championship, so he got to stay on Raw.
The head of the
Tribal
table.
Chief.
Now I'm trying to. Well, I think that's all maybe one pick. The Bloodline. I think so. I think the Bloodline just defaults back to SmackDown.
Yeah.
So yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. They are one
But
pick.
the Tribal
Ain't
Chief,
nobody separated.
the head of the table, you got to say his name first because he's the head of the table.
Sure.
So he stays on his show, which is SmackDown. And I think the Bloodline, SmackDown is synonymous with the Bloodline at this point. Like you can't picture them off of SmackDown. So all the Bloodline stays on SmackDown. Go ahead.
We got the OC.
Yeah.
I am splitting up the OC, Gallows and Anderson, and HT. Michin, Monday Night Raw. And then the last one, which is Zoe Stark, SmackDown. I'm breaking her and Shayna up. I think Zoe Stark needs to be on her own She's good enough to step to be, a contender, in my
Yeah.
opinion. So I don't think she needs to be bunkered down by a tag team. Just like I don't think Bianca needs to be bunkered down by a tag team. But she's training, well, not training, but
That's temporary
helping
though.
Jade. Yeah, I know. I'm saying helping Jade along. So yeah, give me a minute, Mama.
Yeah, I mean, I had Zoe Stark originally going to SmackDown, breaking them up, but I figured WWE want to keep these women's tag team championships a thing,
Yeah,
so
for
they want
sure.
to keep tag teams. So that's why I said her and Shayna should move to SmackDown as opposed to breaking them up. But
Which is why we had this discussion earlier. You speak of tag teams. Maybe we get a Toxic Attraction
nah,
reunion. Maybe this is just me. I don't see them doing very well as singles competitors. So yeah, they probably ain't been bros or whatever on NXT, but I think they're better together. I would put Gigi Dolan in because I mean last year around this time they were, obviously they broken up, I get that, but last year around this time they were up on the main roster fighting in the tournament for the tag team titles. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna put Gigi Dolan and JC Jane on Friday Night SmackDown.
all right. So we in
Hold
the
on, hold on, hold
NXT
on, hold
portion.
on, hold on, hold on.
Hold on, I just want to
How?
clarify. We're in the NXT portion, right?
It's the end of the people on the pool for Raw.
Yeah.
For
I just
Friday,
wanted to
right?
make sure. Go ahead.
Um, okay. I don't think we get all the NXT people here. I'm gonna go Carmelo Hayes to Raw to offset the two SmackDown guys. So, because you got to keep him and Braun Breaker separate. So, at least in my opinion, I think so. Just for now. So I'll ship Carmelo Hayes on to be one of the brighter spots of Friday. Either him or Dragunov.
That's it for the pool that's on SmackDown this Friday, and the NXT superstars that I think that's going up. What about you? All right, well, we'll do the second portion of this video probably Sunday or Saturday, and it'll be up beforehand. So if y'all enjoyed that, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe down below. We'll see y'all in the next one, man.